As always in my videos, I'm going to be making and preparing the canvas first before selecting and mixing my paints. Then I'll be painting the work itself and showing you every aspect of this creation. Because the whole process is so visual, it really needs little or no explanation, which means, I hope you don't mind, that I can do some thinking aloud whilst you watch. In the last video, I made the case for materials, choices and expression to be valued by the viewer or spectator when looking at artworks. The principal reason was to confront the dangerous diminishing of artists in the wake of the globular oozing of AI image generation. AI was positioned in that video as the threat that it is. In this video though, I want to do something different and build upon my thoughts about materials, choices and expression. Or in another way, rather than building upon these thoughts, I want to go past them and look at what comes next. We can absolutely value the material usage, choices made and expression in an artwork. However, if we want to go beyond understanding and appreciation into a deeper level of experiencing what the artwork might have to say to us, then we need to set aside the analytical aspect of looking and open ourselves up to something else. If we imagine looking at an artwork and duly noting the materials, choices and expression made by the artist, then what comes next? What are we doing when we look at the work of art? How are we to engage with art? Controversially, I'm going to say we need to stop looking at art. The three words here that are doing the heavy lifting are stop, looking and at. When we look at, we actually block ourselves from engaging with the work of art. There is a simple shift that can be made which most management consultants will know. Instead of looking at, I could say that we need to look with. Rather than examining the work of art, we need to look with the work of art. In some ways, the management consultants are right. However, I'm aware that you, and quite possibly some of them, might be lost at this point. How is one to look with an artwork? It doesn't make any sense. Surely an artwork is there to be looked at, and that's it, isn't it? Well, bear with me a moment and I'll explain. Instead of thinking about art, let's imagine that you are with a friend. Do you look at them? Possibly. They might be wearing something different from usual or have changed the style of their hair. Maybe they're wearing different glasses. But all these seem superficial to the issue at stake, don't they? What is really going on is that you are with your mate, the friend you have known for years, the person that you trust and have had too many experiences with to remember them all. The superficial stuff of clothes, hairstyles and glasses are not important, and not the things you focus on beyond maybe noting in passing. The real engagement with your friend happens when you fall into the easy ebb and flow of conversation with them. This flow of conversation is the crucial dynamic at play. When we speak with our friend, we are not fearful, analytical, judgmental, or malicious in our intent. Instead, we adopt a very different demeanour. Some would say we are relaxed and present. Pushing further, we often feel that we have almost pressed the pause button on the demands that life brings us. Time pressures can drift away when we are chewing the fat with our friend. Minutes and hours can slip by without our conscious recognition of their passing. Going further still, it might even be said that this is where life happens for us, in the midst of the standard backdrop of plain and mundane existence. Something very important happens at these moments when we are relaxed and present with our friend. We make a change within ourselves. The manner of our engagement with the world shifts. It's not just about being relaxed and present. For me, the absolute pivotal shift we make is from being closed to being open. By being closed, I mean that we engage with the world in a certain way. There is much that could be said here, but principally I mean that we wear a protective shield that we have fashioned over time to prevent ourselves from being hurt or damaged from without. The shield at times manifests as defensiveness or a judgmental or analytical manner from within which we attempt to hold the world at bay and feel able to cope. As I said, much could be discussed here about being closed. Instead, I want to focus on the opposite. I want to focus on being open. When we are open, we feel safe and adopt a trusting attitude towards those we are with and our surroundings. As should be clear, this is the attitude we have when we are with friends. Being open means that our protective shield is down and that we can allow things from without to reach in and touch us. It's that moment when our friend tells us something that's going on for them. Maybe they're getting married or having a child, or maybe, sadly, a family member has passed away. Or it could even be that they've had a really good curry last night. The point is that we listen to what they have to tell us and we empathise with them. We don't block them by saying something like, "Why are you telling me this?" Instead, we allow ourselves to be open to hear what they have to say, and we are not threatened, analytical, suspicious, or angry. We welcome their words and absorb them into ourselves. We also can reflect back the effect of their words upon us in a myriad different ways. Our emotional response won't be held in check. Instead, it can be released. These are the elements of openness when we are with our friend. So, as I'm sure you can all guess, my thinking is that we should try and cultivate some of that same openness with works of art. And I think that one of the best things we can do when engaging with art is to treat the artwork as if it is a friend or a person. We can't necessarily listen to the artwork like we can with a friend, but we can spend a little more time with it than we might normally give artworks. Personally, I'm always trying to go beyond the step that analyses and appreciates the material's choices and expression to find that deeper level of experience. It's really hard, but I know that it is more rewarding than just judging the work and the artist. Silently looking with the artwork without words flying about my mind is my goal, because when it happens, I know that I am connecting with something beyond my own self, and I will be all the better for it. Achieving emotional empathy with the work of art is hard, there is no doubt about it. However, being open to the possibility and not closing ourselves off is something that can be aimed for if we have found a work that we feel can speak to us. There is much more that can be said on this issue, and which hopefully I'll be able to tackle in another video. In the meantime, thank you for your patience and interest in my work and thoughts. If you like this video and would like to see more of this kind of creation, I would be very grateful if you would consider subscribing to my channel. It really does help.